Hey guys, it's HopelessDave here again, and we're back doing a quick model, so pretty much just time lapse. I've been putting together a new enemy type. It's called the Wendigo, sort of like a larger, more aggressive, scary monster. Basically, I saw that Drake Wolf was doing some more work on enemy designs, and I wanted to have another go myself because it's been doing quite a lot of texture work for blocks and things like that, and it would be nice to do some more animations and character design again. What I'm doing here is just sketching the creature out first. You can see I've got a settler there just for size comparison, and what that will allow me to do is I can load that into Blender, and then I can make sure that the creature, when I'm building it, not only do I have a rough design to work from, but it will make sure that it's the correct sort of size in comparison to the settler models. Most of the other creatures we've done so far, because they're based on actual creatures, I pretty much just worked from pictures that I found on Google to get the right shape, so I haven't really had to design anything new yet. But I thought it'd be really good to have some more fantasy creatures. We've sort of talked about this on the group Discord, and it's good to have some creatures that are familiar, so you sort of know where you stand with them. Like, you know, if it's a cow, you know that that's not aggressive, you're safe. If it's a wolf, you know that's dangerous. But it's also good because we're kind of going for a fantasy look, a fantasy game. We really wanted to have some unique creatures that are sort of basically unique to our game, and you're maybe not going to see them either as often or maybe at all in others. The Wendigo itself is kind of a fairly common concept appearing in a lot of games now, but it's basically just our own sort of take on it. And we'll probably do some other creatures later on down the line where we might just brainstorm some ideas that are completely unique. But at least with a creature like this, you'll sort of know, oh yeah, that's something I'm familiar with, that's going to be dangerous, so stay away from that. Okay, so we've hopped over into Blender, and as you can see, I've set up the template. What I've done is I put one in the front-facing view, and I put one in the side view, and then I lined them up, and that will just allow me to block out the general shape of the creature, and it just gives me something to work with, so I can sort of see where I want to put the blocks without having to sort of just put blocks in and then fiddle around. I can just line them up straight away, and it just speeds up the process. It didn't take too long to do the sketch, but I think that does save quite a bit of time. When you come to modelling, it's good to have something you can use as reference. This is basically me here just going along the model and blocking it out based on what's on the sketch. And at this stage I'm thinking about just how I want the model to bend, how I want it to be able to be posed. So obviously you've got things like the elbow joint and where all the fingers are, so you can sort of just do a block and break those bits down. Obviously he's got sort of double jointed legs, so that's something to think about when you're putting the blocks down, and you've got to think about where you want the joints to be. Same with the spine, he's going to be able to be moved quite a lot in the spine. He's going to be able to bend and twist quite a bit. So I put quite a lot of blocks along there to make sure that it gives him some volume and some shape as he's bending and turning. Yeah, I've really sped this bit up because this is just me UV unwrapping it. I'm just marking seams just so I can unwrap the whole model for texturing. Basically just a quick rundown. I'm just going over each of the cubes and I'm just cutting seams in them so that when you go to texture them, the 3D model basically unfolds. Kind of imagine like a piece of origami. So if you had like a paper cube and you sort of cut it open and then you unfolded it so you could draw on it. That's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just marking all the seams so that Blender knows how to pull the model apart so it can lay flat. It's all very straightforward. It's just quite time consuming, so I've skipped past this. It's not very interesting. And here I'm just working my way through the model, adding in the bones. So just going along all the joints, making sure that wherever I want the model to be able to bend, I've got the skeleton properly set up, and that will allow me to rig the model to the skeleton and then start animating. And this is just a quick sneak preview of the current texture I've got on it. It gives you a rough idea of how I want it to look. What I've done here is just painted that with Blender's 3D paint tool, and I've got all that recorded. That'll be a separate video. The next part of that will be to basically put it into Clip Studio, my 2D software that I like to use, and just refine it from there. Well, hopefully you guys found that interesting. There's one or two little bits that I've got left to do. I need to add some teeth, and I'll be adding some fur as well. But I hope you guys found that interesting, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again.